Don't forget to pound that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
We are back. Ooh, a little earlier than I wanted, but it got cooled off and done. And we forged out our blank, and we let it cool inside the forge naturally. Kind of did a short annealing process, and I say annealing quotation marks because it wasn't a complete annealing process, but it did relieve some of the stress that we built into this thing. And I didn't think you guys needed to watch me profile grind this thing up there on in my finishing shop this go around. When we get up there and start doing bevels and all this stuff, then we will move the camera up there. But what I did was I took and profile ground this down and then took a Scotch-Brite to check the texture on it. The texture's good. The thickness on it's a little thick for what I want it to be, and the profile's a little off. So what we need to do is we need to elongate this tang. So this is a nice hump here. It feels really good in the hand, it really does. But we need to take this hump down and move it backwards. We need to move this. So this line here needs to travel. So we need to take this line and travel instead of it coming down this way, it needs to travel back like that. Come up. So we're gonna take and forge this hump down and in, upset it in, which is gonna help us elongate when we planish it out. Plus, what needs to happen is this line here needs to come up a little farther and then out, almost like a boning knife look. You know, that's what he chose. And so we're gonna come in here and we're gonna forge down a little bit and then really feather this out here. This is going to be closer to like a 9-inch, 10-inch knife when we get it completely done. And then we're going to planish this out. Now the texture on this is really turning out nice. That texture is going to stay. All that texture. And we can see just how thick that is. We're about as thick as we were when we started. You know, once I got all the edge thickness off, that's half the thickest. Now, we're still tapered from the tang, thick in the middle, and tapered at the point, which is what we want to do, and which is what we want to have. So we're going to take and stick this in the forge, and first off, we're going to work this tang out. We need to take these lines and kind of soften this hump a little bit and pull this tang out. And then really take some of this fatness out of here. I actually kind of like how thick this is in here, and I really don't want to take that down. So I'm basically just gonna take it and squish right in here to thin the blade out about probably a third of the blade towards the point. It needs to be squished down. All right, and then we're gonna take our planishing hammer and we're gonna planish this one more time, and that's gonna help solidify and some of these deeper parts of our texture. And then what we need to do is we need to put in our bevels. So we need to hammer in our bevels because we're not going to be grinding this smooth. We want to leave this textured appearance on here. Have to hammer these in, and then we're going to end up with this kind of banana looking thing here. So we're going to need to come down. I'm going to do a lot of my upsetting on the spine here because I'm going to be hammering on the edge, and to bring that banana back I'm gonna have to hammer on the spine. Well, I don't want the spine getting super thin, so I'm gonna upset on the spine so that it thickens up in preparation for when I hammer my bevels in. I have meat there to hammer down on to straighten this knife back out. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over and light Fred, stick this baby in Fred, get her hot, and get back to the anvil. Okay. We're gonna draw this down. Take and redistribute our lines here. I have this pattern in my head. I took a look at it again during our break, so I have an idea of what I'm going for. And I'm the one that drew it anyways. So that looks really good. Redistributed that hump. It's gonna fit really a lot better in the hand, I think, this way. I'm using the ball peen side because it has a smaller surface area, so I can really fine tune small areas. Like that. Just doing that little bit changed that whole profile that night. Now we still have to come back on this edge side, but it's colder, so we're not going to be doing as much movement. We're just doing straightening at this point. There we go. Now we're looking good. That looks amazing. Got a little bit of hump right here. Take out. We got to finish contouring all this work back towards our ricasso area, anyways. We thickened up that spine a little bit. That looks almost identical to the picture I sent him. Okay, so we're gonna heat our edge up here. We're gonna hammer in our bevels. And then we're going to planish everything back. Always try and put the piece back in there as straight as possible. One side, do the other. Just making sure my edge thickness is roughly the same all the way down. Take that banana out right there. Remember all that freaking mass we built up? That's why. Right there. We're going to have 2 more rounds of this planishing. We won't even stamp it yet. We'll stamp it after we're done with our annealing and heat cycling. Okay, that's it. We are on to, well, let's see, this is prior to the secondary grinding. We're at a 9-inch cutting edge right now. That's pretty good. Handle is going to be right about 5 inches, so we've grown by almost a ½ inch. That's good. So what we're going to end up doing, we're going to stick this in our forge, let it fully heat up, shut the forge off, and let it completely cool one more time.